The NDP are still not able to figure out how to fundraise. Peter Bowell chairs the Occupational Health and Safety Council in Alberta. It's a quasi-judicial panel that hears appeals and makes determinations in disputes between employers and employees. It's a wholly non-political role, and it has to be that way. About half the cases the tribunal hears, the government is the employer the panel is making findings for or against. And Bowell admits he's a Wild Rose Party member. And that's fine, this is a free country. Mr. Bowell is free to associate with whatever political party he chooses. So what is the problem? Well, what the problem is that the NDP have been soliciting Mr. Bowell for donations. Bowell said he's never supported the NDP and has never given them any money. So how did the NDP get his email to pester him in this way? Well, Bowell suspects the NDP used his personal contact information from his business card that he gave the NDP jobs minister at the time, Lori Sigurdsson. Now, you may remember her from such recent NDP debacles as the mishandling of Bill 6, and she was the NDP MLA who was out campaigning with federal NDP candidate and well-known anti-oil kook Jackie Gingras in BC while Alberta bled jobs in our recent summer of pink slips. Now, I don't know if Bowell is right in his suspicions, but what I can tell you is that I think Lori Sigurdsson has proven herself to have some pretty suspect judgment as a minister of the government. Now, Sigurdsson denies Bowell's contentions altogether. But even worse, Bowell, who teaches law at the Haskayne School of Business at the University of Calgary, says he feels he's being pressured to donate to the NDP or he might lose his appointment on the panel. This is what he told the CBC. There is a subtle sense that one could take from this that you might have to give money, or it helps if you give money, to the party if you want to be reappointed. And Bowell said if he did make a political donation, it would be seen as bias, and I appreciate his integrity here. But ethically suspect fundraising techniques are becoming standard operating practice of the NDP. At The Rebel, Ezra Levant covered how Rachel Notley tried to make the government swearing-in day into a fundraiser for the NDP way back in May of last year. Notley invited the public to come to the swearing-in with a tweet that included a fundraising link to the NDP. It was like they were selling tickets to a public event. And back in November, Health Minister at the time, Sarah Hoffman, had to apologize for an NDP fundraising event that appeared to be peddling access to the Premier and Cabinet for $250 a person. And last week, a local Edmonton municipal candidate who is a favorite of the NDP, she has endorsements from NDP MLA Rod Loyola, was peddling access to Environment Minister Shannon Phillips for a cool $100 per person. One of the biggest criticisms of the Redford and Prentice Tories was how everything about the PC party itself infiltrated all the government business in Alberta. Now, it took the Tories 4 decades to become as bad as the NDP have in just a few short months. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.